YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy SB. Welcome back to the SB Toys YouTube channel. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, stay up to date with videos. If you're watching me on a desktop computer or laptop, or maybe you got a mobile device that allows access, you should see an icon in the lower right hand corner with my logo. You can click on that and that allows you to go ahead and subscribe while watching. Or stay tuned to the end of the video. I have a button as well you can click on and subscribe to the channel. And make sure if you haven't checked out the channel already, after this video is over, go ahead and watch some of the other videos on my channel. I have a variety of different videos covering a lot of figures that you may enjoy, that you may have as well if you're a toy collector yourself. So go ahead and do that. Now for all my Street Fighter fans, it's time to rejoice. I'm about to give y'all some love today. We're doing another showcase video here. And today we're covering the NECA Chun-Li action figure here. This was modeled after the Street Fighter 4 video game. That's which version of this Chun-Li you're looking at. And I got this figure a while ago and I've had it in my collection. And it's one I've definitely enjoyed having. So let's go ahead and get into it. First things first, let me point out I went ahead and changed up a little bit. Changed the pose up. I'll go into detail more about her. How I ended up acquiring this figure though, as many of you know and have been following me, I have been collecting sporadically, at least for the past 7 years. So occasionally I would pick up a figure here or there or a toy action figure that impressed me a lot and I wanted to have in a collection. So this was one of those situations where I happened to come across a Toys R Us. I think I was just doing some shopping around and rolled up on one. Decided to go in, take a peek, see what may have been in there, what type of interesting toys. And I happened to come across this figure. And that's how I ended up getting this Chun-Li figure. As always, we're going to hit you with a 360 spin, let you get a spin of Chun-Li here. I got her posed a little different as well, changed up again. We're going to get into more detail. But there's a lot behind why I got this toy. Number one, growing up as a little kid, like many of you before, you're familiar with classic arcade games and classic game systems like Sega Genesis, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and of course you're familiar with classic fighting games like the Mortal Kombats and Street Fighter. So I was already a fan of the Street Fighter franchise. And Chun-Li character is definitely one of the popular characters aside from Ryu and Ken. That's usually your top 3 popular Street Fighter characters: Ryu, Ken, Chun-Li. Now that could be up for debate, but 9 times out of 10, that's going to be everybody's top 3 Street Fighter characters. So being a fan of Chun-Li already in the Street Fighter franchise and the video games, when I saw the figure, I was impressed with it and definitely liked overall how it looked. And so that's what led me to go ahead and get this figure. Change the pose up on you again. As you can see, I got her pose very unique. And that's one of the main things I like about this figure. Off top, definitely came with a lot of articulation. I mean, we have double jointed elbows, double jointed knees. She has shin swivel, wrist turns. She's got articulation at the ankles and the toe. So she has a lot of range of articulation. That's one good plus with this figure. Also, as mentioned, this Chun-Li figure, a pretty good Chun-Li figure. I had a Chun-Li figure back in the day. It was modeled after the Street Fighter, I want to say the movie they had. Or I don't think, no, it wasn't modeled after the Street Fighter movie. That Chun-Li had like red attire, the old one. I'm not sure. Some of you may remember them old G.I. Joe style Street Fighter figures that came out with way back in the day. Well, I had the Chun-Li version of her, and she looked nothing like Chun-Li from the video game. So this one is a more accurate version of Chun-Li, and that's one of the things I definitely like about it. As mentioned, the articulation. And I like the sculpt to it. Now, this has been up for debate for a lot of people, because I remember when this figure dropped, one of the big criticisms was the scale of her legs. Her legs are enormously large, and basically looking at this figure, you would be like, Chun-Li, she looks like she takes no days off from leg day when doing her gym workouts. But of course, the game that this character is modeled after is a very animated looking game, so I can see why they went with the exaggerated legs. Chun-Li is known for her powerful leg moves, so they want to put emphasis on her strong legs and stuff, and that has never really bothered me too much. Now, one thing I do point out, of course, with the NECA figures, they do pretty good with detailing and good paint applications. Now, her face was pretty good paint applications, but she does have these super crazy big eyeballs. And it just looks kind of weird sometimes. But I've gotten used to it over time. So there's a lot to like about it. And I mean, the list could go on. I also like, she does come with interchangeable parts. If you've been paying attention throughout the video, you notice her hand movements, and her hands have been different throughout the segments. She comes with some closed fists. She comes with the peace sign hand as well. So that's a plus to this figure. So there's a lot of things to like about this figure, and definitely why I've enjoyed having them. Giving her one more spin, got Chun-Li throwing them 2 fingers down, representing for that ATL. For you who out there watching not familiar, that's my hometown, Atlanta, Georgia. So had to do that real quick, especially since she got the little peace sign fingers, being a little silly. Anyway, hope y'all enjoyed the showcase video. Some of you out there who are familiar with the Street Fighter figures probably had these as well. Also, like I mentioned earlier, I know there's the Soda brand out there, so some of you have those figures as well. So anyway, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. You may have this figure as well, or others from the NECA line or the Soda line. Or if some of you remember those G.I. Joe figures I mentioned earlier, you probably had some of those. Let me know in the comments if you still have them, or what you think about them, what you think about the NECA Street Fighters. Do you wish they make more figures? Do you hope they come out with some more Street Fighter figures in the future? That would be nice. But anyway, y'all be sure to subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and click this button right here, and you can stay up to date with other videos that I'll be posting, figures I'll be doing reviews on. I also do the blog talking about just topics that may be figure related. And if you're on Instagram, that's my other main form of social media I'm active on, so you can follow me on there at SB Toys. Anyway, I'm not going to hold you too long. It was just a nice quick little showcase here. Chun-Li about to go do some spinning kicks out of here and get back to doing them leg day exercises with these big legs. So anyway, hope y'all enjoyed. Y'all be easy. I'm out. Then you see him from all angles. And I'm telling you right now, I'm looking at the camera and I am really enjoying how this figure is looking right now as it's spinning around. It looks, whew, definitely looks badass. I'm glad I have this in my collection. Now let's get into why I have it in my collection. I've always been a fan of the character Spawn, not necessarily because of the comic books I've read. I know I'll catch flack for this. I'm not really a diehard comic book reader or big on really getting into stories behind them. You know, I might read a comic book every now and then. And when I was younger, I came across Spawn, and I was always fascinated with the look of the character.